It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. I received an email from my dear friend Mike Cohn. This email is titled Team Disagree? Try a Lunch and Learn. He starts out, excuse me, if you're like many of Scrum teams I've had a pleasure to work with, your team members might have learned about Scrum in very different ways and at very different times. I talk about this all the time in class. Some people might have been self-taught, others might have taken their CSM course 15 years ago or longer if you're me. Others might not have, others might have taken their first Scrum class just last week. This is certainly not a bad thing, as diversity of thought is an excellent quality for teams to have. I agree with that. But it can become problematic when everyone believes their approach to some agile principle or Scrum practice is the one and only true way. Meanwhile, agile leaders, HR department, and others outside the team are still trying to figure out what agile or Scrum, what the agile and the Scrum really is, right? What is this stuff they're trying to do? If this sounds familiar, you are in the right place. What I can tell you is this is one of those PTSD moments, right? Where everyone knows they faced this. Everyone knows they faced this challenge. Everyone knows that they've seen this happen. Everyone knows that this is something that is a popular thing. I shouldn't say popular, a common thing. Shouldn't be popular. So if you want to do something right away to help, try hosting a lunch and learn. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of different ideas. So in Mike's email that I'm going to share, he gives you a link to 3 videos as examples. One says, maybe it's what are story points? Another one says, how many items do we bring to a sprint? Another says, do we have to have a sprint goal for each sprint? These are great short videos that'll help your team in a lunch and learn environment have a chance to watch a video and have an open discussion about how they feel about the new topic that they learned. Now, many of the large companies that are practicing Agile, Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and many others, they are doing something super cool. They're actually leveraging this podcast, the podcast that you're listening to, in order to do the same thing. So they're doing a lunch and learn, and what they do is each week they pick one topic about something Agile that they want the whole team to go focus on, and they type that topic in a search. Now, the search returns 20, 30, 40 videos sometimes, or not videos, but podcast episodes that all relate to that particular topic. So then each of the different team members can take an opportunity to listen to 1 or 2 or 3 episodes if they'd like. It's each one's 10 minutes, on average 10 minutes or less. So you have an opportunity to listen to a few, and then you can openly discuss which episodes you listen to and what one of your key takeaways was from each episode. This is a great way to get everyone on the same page when they have a conversation. Now, I want to be clear. There's a difference between getting everyone on the same page and forcing everyone to think the same way, right? This isn't supposed to be the doctrine. Go see what the man has to say. It's not intended to be that. This is more intended to be, let's take an opportunity to learn about a topic together, and let's have an open, free discussion about how we feel. What worked? What didn't work? What was your takeaway? What did you think about that episode? Or what did you think about that video in Mike's case? This is a great way to cover a few of the common ways that teams get mixed up about what they can and can't agree upon, or what is Scrum and what's the difference between being Scrum and doing Scrum. There's so many of these types of topics. And I encourage you to watch videos. We have a lot on the Agile Dad site. I know Mike's got a lot on Mountain Goat. These are great. We both have excellent YouTube channels that have tons of information that you can watch that'll help guide you through some of those tough times. Now, here's the secret. The secret to doing this correctly, and the secret to doing this in a way that's easily implemented in the organization, is not to be a high-pressure used car salesman. It's to go in with the attitude of, we should all strive for continual improvement. And this is a great tool that we can use that's free. And we can go and watch videos, we can listen to podcast episodes, and we can come together one day a week and talk about, a topic. And I think that if you do it topically, it works better and it makes more sense, because then you don't have a whole bunch of people scattered all over the place on 100 different topics. And that way we can choose the topic of the day or the topic of the week. We can listen to podcast episodes ahead of time or watch videos ahead of time on that topic. And then we can gather together as a team and have an open discussion. The truth is, in the organizations that I've seen that do this successfully, they really have had less friction with their Agile implementation. because even though people come from all different walks of life, they can come together and talk about what they agree and disagree on, and it helps them press forward uh, in making decisions. And I think one of the toughest things to understand is that agile is a way that we process information. It's a state of mind. It's a way that we take large amounts of information, process that information, and make a decision based on what's in the best interest of the end consumers, the organization, and the strategic well-being of the technical teams. And I think that when you start looking at agile as agility, and when you start looking at tools like the podcast or the YouTube channel or videos, and you look at these as opportunities to seize new information that you can implement, it's a great tool to help you become an authority on agile. And it's also a great tool to help your teams all align on certain topics. Okay, that's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, if you have a topic that you want Mike to cover, if you have a topic you want me to cover, I'm gonna load all that information in the notes for this episode, and you can reach out to us as always at learnmore@agiledad.com, where we'd love to hear from you. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. And thanks again, Mike, for another wonderful email. Until next time, do take care.